oh so late today. Good morning, good evening, good day, and good night. Hope you're all doing well. Oh my. But yes, I hope you're all doing reasonably well today. Oh, we are going to be working on some more magicals. Just need to take care of a couple of small things off to the side here. Now, let's see here. That open. Close that. I started late. I'm still not quite set up. Apologies. 1 second. We're getting there. We're getting there. I just realized that I forgot to put the title card up for the YouTubes. So stand by. Trying to make sure I get that up so that it looks all nice and pretty for our homies over on YouTube. There we go. That's a little bit better. And close. And we're gonna be there in just a second, I think. Oh, I didn't realize that this was actually happening. Whoops. There we go. Get rid of that. Jeez. Trolling all my YouTube stuff. Alright, there we go. All set, I think. Should be all good. Ugh. This would be a fun time to mention that I didn't actually end up doing any of that because I got called into work for a bunch. And in turn, it never ended up happening. There we go. All right. So, let's get back to this. And, all right. Where were we last time? Does this sound like there's an echo on my microphone? It sounds like it to me. Let's see here. The live stream, maybe that's how I can find it. Let's see here. Here we go. I don't think it sounds bad or anything like that. Good. No, I think it's just my own head. Okay. Interesting. I mean, it works. I'll take it. Alright. There we go. Okay, and then I don't need any of these things off to the side here. I got this fixed, I got that fixed. I need to check something on Twitch now because I don't remember if I actually have I have the wrong. Wrong Dungeons and Dragons category. Should be good. There we go. Now that we're in the correct category. All right, I need one or two small last things. And that is, first of which, I'm going to blow my nose. It's now allergy season. Now, where was we? We was here. All right, so entropic shield, so pale as to be transparent. So pale as to be transparent, the shield has 4 protrusions around its rim that hold it off the ground even when it is laid face down. Oh yes. All right, so as an action, just want to say hi. Gonna look for a bit. All right, thank you very much, there, T. We appreciate it. Emanates. No, it's not I, it's eh. In a 20 in 10-foot radius. Really? In a 10-foot radius from it. Okay. All right, the shield is opaque. Blocking line of sight. Blocking all line of sight. Having having physical objects. Stopping physical objects. Actually, I should say stopping physical objects. Getting through. Continue all attacks. Getting through. And keep. creatures can normally pass through objects and not pass through this. Cannot pass through this. Cannot pass. Alternatively, you can make... How many 10-foot panels could you make with a 10-foot sphere? Or dome, I guess. Can make, I'll say 8. Well, we'll say 6. We'll say 6. 10-foot panels make 6. 10-foot square. You can make up to 6 10-foot square panels. Orientation you like. They must be connected to each other. The starting must be no 5 feet from oh, excuse me, from the shield. The shield. We had to pass through the shield with a with a strength save. The strength save DC, the strength save equal to with a DC. This is a rare item, so it'd be kind of common to pick up around levels. You can start picking it up at level 5. You can kind of start to see it a little bit more often as late as at level 10. You could see it at level 5, but you're more likely to see, but you're likely not to see it at level 5. You're more likely to see it at level like 10 or something like that. So, let's go with so typical DCs at that level from a magic. You know what? Let's just do this. Item DCs D&D 5e. Sure. They have like a general standard. Let's see here. There isn't really anything on DCs and 5e on magic items. Oh. Oh, that's for Pathfinder. Oh, excuse me. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Excuse me. Hey, Star. How's it going? Good to see you. Well, I'm happy. Well, thank you. I'm happy to hear that. Good to see you, too. Filter. Oh. Let's see here. A rare staff. What's the DCs of a rare item here? I'm trying to find something that I can go off of. There really isn't anything with base DCs. Oh, here we go. DC 15 for a bag of beans. Really? Just 15? We're finishing off the one that I left hanging last time. Yeah, we're doing more magic items today. I've been up to my eyeballs in work lately, so anything that I wanted to try and get done over the last couple of days just didn't end up happening. Unfortunately. I was going to try and work on some other stuff. I have a couple of ideas in the pipeline, but I don't have anything set up. Not gonna lie, magic items tend to be lower DCs. They really do. I'm a little sad. Because they make them less exciting. Like, magic items are supposed to be exciting. And a lot of them are just kind of meh. All right. Oh, 1 second. Alrighty. Yeah, up to my head and work too. Yeah, it's crazy. Weapons with extra abilities, which means DCs are more understandably lower. Yeah, like that I understand, but they have a thing, but they have a rule in 2024 or in 5.5 to accommodate that for the lower DCs, which is the fact that you just don't add a spellcasting ability modifier on the non-spellcaster, because usually they're non-spellcasters. They're wielding weapons. Not always, but usually. And the way they do that is just 8 plus your proficiency bonus. Now, to be fair, that does mean that the DC is actually even lower than the standard, because rare items seem to have a standard of DC 15. It's just unexciting, man. Like, it's so unexciting. Like, I remember, like, older editions of D&D where most of your, like, about a third to half of your power, not to always talk about Pathfinder, but I like the fact that, speaking of feat, marshals can use magic items that cast spells, or I think older editions had it as a skill. Yeah, so you could use a skill called Use Magic Device, which was a charisma-based skill. Basically, you had to fool the magical item into thinking that you could control it. Can't do that in 5e. In 5e, they can just use magic items. Period. It's just that most of the good magic items require you to that have spells associated with them require you a spellcaster DC, and if you're a non-spellcaster, your spellcaster DC is 1d20 plus your proficiency bonus. Oh, sorry, 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus 0. So your DCs are just garbage. So you just don't. So you can do it. It's just you have every reason in the world not to. But yeah, by default, they can still use magic items. I personally prefer to put in like spell cast failures and things like that. So like if you're gonna be a martial character and you try to use a scroll, it's gonna go bad. There's a chance it could go poorly for you. Yeah, that's a 5.0 rule. I think 5.5 got rid of that. With a DC 15 strength save. Each panel has nothing with 5.5. Yeah, I'm still learning a few things with 5.5 because I've only run like a small little snippet on 5.5. I've been running mostly 5.0 because it's a long-winded campaign and we didn't want to swap over. And because swapping over would actually force a lot of specific changes that people kind of built their characters around. So it's just like, nah, we're not doing that. Each panel has... This is supposed to be like a rare item, so it needs to have like enough hit points that it doesn't just die. The difference between martial and spellcasters, like the power difference between them, is significantly lower. Spellcasters are still stronger. They always will be so long as spells are insane. Yeah, I'm thinking it might be a little bit much to go 20. They're going to have resistance to all damage outside of, what's it called? Outside of force. And, what's it called? Actually, just force, now that I think about it. Yeah. Okay, each panel has... You know what? Let's just do the happy medium. Has 15 hit points. Other than force. 10 might be enough. It might be enough. You know what? No. I got it. It's a 10-foot panel, has 10 HP. The dome has 10 hit points. The dome has 20. Has 20 hit points. Hit points. And both forms... And both forms have resistance to all damage except for force. For the homebrew domains for the cleric, did you make those yourself? I did. Which ones did I have on here? Let me see. So let's see here. Homebrew classes. So, yeah. So the homebrew ones are ones that I've either made or I've made as alterations of UAs. So, for example, the Fate was one that is technically not something I came up with. I took the one that already existed and flipped it on its head pretty heavily, if my memory serves. Because I don't believe very much of it is actually the same. I love making monsters. Monsters is a lot easier to get away with doing wrong. It's a much better entry level thing, because if you do it wrong, you're like, oh, okay, I kind of messed this one up. I now know better for next time. Classes and subclasses, you don't see the results of your work for a significant amount of time. All right, let's see here. Did you use a plugin for the tables, by the way? No. Like, do you mean for this right here? No, I didn't use any plugins for these. This is just the aesthetic. I guess technically it is a plugin because it's a style. Or a what's it called? A theme. So I went and got the ITS theme. And I don't think that's a... No, it's not. Okay. So it's... Yeah, it's just the ITS theme. I was looking into deities, pantheons, and epitomes. Nice. Oh, and in there. Okay, let's see here. Oh, this isn't actually finished yet. Use a plugin for your deity. No, there's no plugin here. This is just me using the markdown stuff in it. Okay. Is this... let's see here. Is this everything? Opaque wall has hit points, blocks all effects in and out. Can form panels or domes, which will be just gonna pass. When placed on the ground as an action, an entropic shield emits in a dome in a 10-foot radius from it. I have the plugins I use where I can just tags and stuff, and I make it. I think Java for a table, it automatically makes a table showing things with certain tags in it. Oh, okay, interesting. Opaque, blocking line of sight and stopping physical objects and magic from getting through. Magic getting through. Creatures can creatures that can normally pass through the objects can not pass through this. Cannot pass through this. Alternatively, you can make 6 10-foot panels that can be placed with whatever orientation you like. They must be connected to each other, and the starting panel must be no further than 5 feet from the shield. Creature can attempt to pass through the shield with a DC 15 strength save. Saving throw. Each panel has a 10 hit points, and the dome has 20 hit points, and both forms have resistance to all damage other than force. Okay, I think that's it. All right, awesome. Okay. Okay, let's see here. I'm gonna do a quick thing here. I'm gonna run ads on Twitch real quick just to keep the pre-rolls off. Looks like there's nobody there right now. And I'm gonna use that time to quickly get a coffee. Stand by. Oh, my nose. All right, let's get ourselves another. Let's get ourselves another magic item. Can I get a random page number from someone in the audience? Somewhere between 6 and 190. Between 6 and 190, please. $68. All right, 68 it is. You managed to pick the first page of the clothing section somehow. Impressive. Alrighty. Let's see here. What do we got? A couple of different things. So these are amulets. Good. We haven't actually done an amulet yet. Let's see here. So, we already have the Amulet of Emergency Healing. We have something like that already. I think it's called the Pillar of Life, actually. Let's try healing. What was it called? I do remember this being a 5.0 item. And I don't want to just scroll through. Effect type. Oh gosh. And it's in pages? Oh god, of course it's in pages. Damn it, D&D Beyond. Why you gotta do this to me? Alright, fine. Let's look for something. Let's look at this one here. Amber Amulet of Vermin. Okay. This has caught my eye. This irregularly shaped piece of natural amber is fastened at the end of a long golden chain. Within the amber is a tiny creature still seems to be to twitch. Okay. Mildly unsettling. This item summons a great vermin that appears and obeys your command for 1 minute, as if summoned by summoned nature's ally. At the end of the duration, the creature vanishes. 8 varieties of amber amulets of vermin exist. See the table for details. The amber amulet of vermin works once per day. And we have giant bee, queen ant, giant praying mantis, huge monstrous centipede, huge monstrous scorpion, large monstrous spider, giant wasp, and giant stag beetle. So let's do a quick little check here. 5e tools. Nope. 5e tool. I believe there is something like summon giant insect or something like that. Or is it just summon beast? The new version of summon beast is a little bit different. It summons a bestial spirit. Okay. Oops, they want to do that. Alrighty. So I think one of the big things that we're going to be looking to do is I think I'm just going to make it a beast of air or beast of like exclusive or beast of land exclusive, and just say like, hey, it's this it takes this form, but you use the stats from the beast spirit. And just call it a day. The Master Goo. Welcome. Hello there. Greetings and salutations, sir. Also, I like that profile picture. I know that profile picture. I think we're gonna stick to. Okay. So I'm actually I like this one. We're gonna make this. Oh, that's right, it does that. Amber Amulet of Vermin. We're just gonna copy this. Make a new. Paste. Go back to here. Go to this. Copy this. Go forward. Paste this. Get rid of that. All right. This is a wondrous item. We're gonna make this. This will probably be berries. Buried. Let's see here. Okay. So, oops. All right, so summons a creature. What else does this? Let's see. What else does this do? That's kind of it. It just gives you a spell casting once per day, but it has a variety, and it's always bugs. Table of specific forms for it. And that's kind of it, I think. Yeah, it's kind of like the bag of tricks almost a little bit. We don't have anything crazy that we need to do in order to be able to allow for that to really push things. If you could use any magic system from a game, what would you use? I assume you mean something like a video game. Ooh, actually, I have the perfect answer for this. Easy clap. I would use the magic system from the Legend of Heroes series, probably. It's kind of like the materia system from Final Fantasy VII, if you don't know it, but it's like way better. I only recently just started playing the series, but I've done a bunch of checking into like how that system works in general at later iterations of the game series, and it gets wild. It's really good. Basically the way that it would have to work in a tabletop setting is you'd either have to make a set of classes or features that are purely martial oriented out of the gate, or you would have to use the system that Shadowrun uses, which is you get a selection of priorities, so you can choose stats, skills, wealth, and something else, and where in the priority you put it would determine how much you would get. So you would use this to determine how much skills you get, how good of an engine you would get for or whatever the orbment system is called in that. Like basically how your slots are set up is dictated by what priority you put it. So the lower the priority, the more lines you have, because you want fewer lines so that you have more powerful magics in the end. Be a really cool, it'd be a very interesting system to try and develop. Be hard to do though. I feel like I would require like so much testing. So much testing. And then on the martial side, you'd have to try and figure out a way to make stuff fair, balanced, and I don't think you would use a class-based system anymore. I think you'd use a skill-based system where you have to build yourself further into like specific tree, into like a specific skill set in order to be able to get better abilities in that inside of that skill tree. Be very interesting to try and develop though. I'll put that in my little notes for later. Try and develop it like that. That could work, actually. That'd be a cool idea. All right. So let's look at this here. So we have some beasts. Let's look at some beast spirits. I don't think it's gonna be a table of specific forms. It's just gonna be let's go to get rid of the summon beast. Requires attunement. We want this to require attunement? I don't think we do. And then we're gonna go back into the magic item compendium. Directly lift the description. All right. This. Right. I think if it transforms the player, it should be attunement, but that's just me. Yeah, it's not meant to transform the player. It's meant to just summon. Wasn't here for what it does. So it is. So the Amber Amulet of Vermin summons a creature, as if summoned by the Summon Nature's Ally spell, which is a 3.5 spell, and at the end of the duration, which is 1 minute, the creature vanishes. 8 varies, and it has a couple of different vermin here. So it has a giant bee, giant queen ant, giant praying mantis, huge monstrous centipede, huge monstrous scorpion, large monstrous spider, giant wasp, and stag beetle, which are all at different levels. By the way, the giant stag beetle is a 19th level creature. It is an incredibly powerful creature. We actually had like bugs that were giant, that like the amount of creatures that we had in previous editions that could fill out whatever we wanted was insanely high. But does something else as well. I was just gonna do like the summon beast spell, but it produced a specific creature depending upon the level of which that you created it from, that you got it at. So I was gonna have like I was gonna make an uncommon, a rare, and a very rare version of this, and each one summons a different type of creature. It gives you a free casting. It casts it at a specified level, and it's always like a specific creature. So let's go to, and just to kind of keep with this a little bit. To Let's summon Beast Spell. Beast Spell. Beast Spell. Once. Spell once. Maybe it scales with player level and it has a table for what it summons, so no need to make multiple versions. You would still have to make it so, like, you would still have to make variations in the sense of, like, it's capable of casting based off of a formula of your spell. I was just going to make 3 different versions, and the 3 different versions are, like, the uncommon, rare, very rare version, and it was just going to summon a different beast, like a different creature for each one, and because and then it's just going to have the appropriate spell level attached to it, because it scales based on spell level. Spell once per day. I need to rephrase this more appropriately. Spell. When you do of the based on the rarity of the amulet that you have. To cast the spell, uh, 1 minute. For 1 minute. And rather than an hour, we don't need it to last an hour. Lasts for 1 minute. Do I want to put any other kind of conditionals onto this? I don't think I need to. It already only lasts a minute rather than an hour, so you can't use this to, like, fly over great distances or anything like that. Once you have this item's feature, you cannot use it again till the next dawn. Insert table. Can I make this closer? No. Okay. Rarity. Spell level. Creature. So we have uncommon. Rare. Very rare. You know what? Let's put and I believe it's legendary is the highest. Legendary. I believe that they have legendary items. Yeah, it does go to legendary. Okay. Alrighty, so spell level. So uncommon will have it at 2nd level. Legendary will be. I mean, we could just go 2, 4, 6, 8. And then if we go back to the Magic Item Compendium, we can have some fun with this. So we have... we can go with the starting one, which would be Giant Bee. Which is an air-based one. Do we have... Actually, I need to go to the bestiary for this. Do we have a thing for... a tag for insects on 5e tools? I really doubt it. Incorporeal... Inevitable. Do we have bug? No. That's a shame. Alright, so we'll just add the beast tag then. Let's try bee. Do we have bees? No. It'd be Conjure Beast, no? No, Conjure Beast is a... So they changed the name from Conjure Beast to Summon Beast in 5.0. They changed the way that they do beasts now, summons entirely in 5.5, which I think is better. Now, instead, for the Summon Beast or Summon Fiend or whatever, it is a template stat block, and you can just make it, and you can give it whatever skin you want. So, for example... Summon Beast. I'll get back to it in a second here. Let's go Wasp. Do they have Giant Wasp? They do have a Giant Wasp. Oh, wait. We already have a stat block, so it doesn't even matter. Conjure Animals. I believe they have Conjure Animals still. Let me check. Conjure... Conjure Animals is something very different, I believe. Yeah, Conjure Animals is now a spell. So, you conjure nature spirits appear in a large pack of spectral, intangible animals in an unoccupied space you can see within range. The pack lasts for the duration, and you choose the spirit animal form, such as wolves, serpents, or birds. You have an advantage on strength saving throws while you're within 5 feet of the pack, and when you move... On your turn, you can also move the pack to up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space. You can see whenever the pack moves within 10 feet of a creature you can see, and whenever a creature you can see enters the space within 10 feet. Yeah. On a failed save, the creature takes 3d10 slashing damage, and the creature makes a saving throw once per turn. So, the 2024 version is very different. Yeah. Conjure Animals is a much different. I think this is a much healthier way of doing it, by the way. The Conjure spells are much more like, I create a thing that's just going to attack stuff on the field. Right? It's spectral, it's spirits, it's just magic. The summons are actual summons. Which, they give you a template. So Summon Beast, for example, you call forth a beast spirit and manifests in an unoccupied space. By the way, this is a 2nd level, and Conjure Animals is a 3rd level spell. You can see within range, it uses the beast spirit stat block, which is a specific stat block that it has. When you cast a spell, you choose land, air, or water, which is an animal of your choice that is native to the chosen environment, which determines the details in the stat block. Creature disperses when it drops to 0 hit points or when the spell ends. It shares your initiative, blah, 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 blah. And the beast spirit scales based on the level in which that you cast it at. So for example, if you choose an air type, it has flyby. If it's land or water, it has pack tactics. And if it's water, it has water breathing. It gets multi-attack equal to the number equal to its level rounded, the spell level rounded down. So you can cast this at, say, like 8th level. And it has improved hit points and AC based on the level that you cast it at. But if you cast at, say, level 8, it has 50 or 60 hit points, AC 19. And then it can attack 4 times, and its attacks are 1d8 plus 4 plus 8. The big thing here is, like, the real benefit of this being on the table is that even if it's not a major threat, it's just one more target for enemies to attack. It's a bag of hit points for ads to strike at. Now, granted, at 8th level, that's a pretty weak sauce use of an 8th level spell. But I think at 4th level, even, like, this is a fine spell. It has AC 15, 40 hit points. If you summon a wolf, it makes two attacks, 1d8 plus 4 plus 4. So 1d8 plus 8 is pretty decent. So it's not crazy strong, but it's another body on the board. And it keeps the board from being too crowded because it ties up your bonus action. All right. At 4th level, it summons, let's say, but nothing to laugh at. Yeah, like it's not like the animal companion from the ranger, which just felt bad to use unless you were a halfling and using it specifically to have it as a higher hit point horse or mount or something like that. Like, it was basically a tanky mount. And then the paladin laughed at you later when he got summoned summoned steed. Unfortunately. So they've done a lot of changes. I actually think the beast companion is actually pretty decent now. The spell attack bonus for each level. You make a very valid point. Because it uses your spellcasting modifier normally. You make a very valid point. So it would have to be default per level. So we're gonna add a column. Is it just the spell attack we have to worry about here? Yes. Oh my goodness, bonus. There we go. Good eye. I would totally have missed that. Well, if we had a spell attack bonus, we could actually just have it as a spell attack bonus, actually. Oh, but then it sucks for martial characters to use this, and I want martial characters to be able to use this. How much I prefer Pathfinder. Listen, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Like, again, the big strength that Pathfinder has is it has very clear, well-defined rules that go through the entire system. And a lot of 5th edition is figure it out. We'll just say spell casting minimum in order to be able to cast the spell. So let's say score equal to 10 plus spell level minimum on the proficiency bonus. So let's see here. So this would be second. So your minimum spellcasting modifier would have to be at 10 or 12. So it'd be +1. It's second level, so it's +2 proficiency bonus. So it would be 11 equal to your spell attack modifier. So this would be a +3. At fourth level, you have a +3 bonus, and you have to have, so this would be +5. For sixth level spell casting, you would have to have a 16, which is +3, and in order to cast that, you would have to be level 11. Level 11 is so is +7. Into a spell range. If you want the companion to be of any form of accurate. I mean, to be fair, that means that you get to be Shillelagh Ranger, which is pretty fucking cool. But I agree. The demand for certain classes to be 3-statted, or in some cases even 4-statted, is just ridiculous. Like, a Ranger, in all honesty, is a 2-stat to 3-stat class, and it just sucks. A Paladin is also a 3-stat class, but because it's so much of their stuff is so tied to their charisma, they can kind of willingly forego, like, 1 stat a little bit. The other problem is that the Ranger inherently doesn't have a lot of really good exclusive spells, like Ranger exclusive spells, which is why I revised the Ranger a little bit. At 8, you have a +6. No, +5, and you'd have to have a, so that'd be a +9. There we go. That's all set and done. So this thing will actually have like a comparable attack bonus. Not an insane attack bonus, but a comparable one. And let's see. So the highest one will be... I'm keeping the giant stag beetle. Giant stag beetle. This will be land. This is going to be land. Stat spread is a lot more sucky than Paladin's, not going to lie. You need strength if you want to be melee, wisdom if you want to be a spellcaster, or use subclasses decently. Con for HP and Dex for AC. So, yeah, if you want to be a melee ranger, you're stuck doing the Shillelagh build. Or you have to, well, no. You either have to go dual wielding with the finesse-oriented weapon set, like the dexterity-oriented weapon set, or you have to go spellcaster. Funny enough, it sounds silly. It really does. But funny enough, I actually find that because the Ranger and the Paladin have D10s, you can kind of forego the Constitution a little bit. Maybe less so with Paladin, but more so with Rangers. You can actually kind of get away without using Constitution, because having a D10 and playing a ranged-based character, you can kind of get away with it. But I'm right there with you. Like, you have to kind of dump stat. You don't have enough room to dump stat stuff. You need the +2 in your dexterity, even if you're not going for dexterity builds, because you're so reliant on it, because you don't have access to the heavy armor. Now, I don't think Rangers should have access to heavy armor. And smite buff go burr, though some pally spells are good, so you can spellcast how you want. Yeah, like I said, this is part of the reason why I revised the Ranger but I tried to keep its core, its main core when I was doing so. And I think it's actually on my digital garden, now that I think about it. Do I have the Ranger revised? Yeah, Ranger Revised. And it is published. Okay. Yeah, so I have that in there. Yeah, so I made some changes to Ranger exclusive spells, and then I made a couple of Ranger spells, exclusive spells, at the end as well to be added to the list to kind of help fill that space in. And then I can close this. And then the other thing and then I made a massive amount of changes to primarily like just a bunch of stuff. But I tried to lean more on that like that hunter-esque kind of feel, like the stalker in the bush. I know that's not all Rangers, but most Rangers are like that. And I wanted to try and keep things as relatively close to the original design as I could, or at least in terms of like general goal. So like one of the big things that I tried to do is like for 17, for example, one of the things that they originally had was you had an advantage on attack rolls against things that have yeah, like not necessarily the hunter, but the survival, but the idea of like a survivalist in the bush. So like the big thing that the Ranger did have was Hunter's Mark. So I just kind of looked at him like, okay, well, let's keep Hunter's Mark a main thing that you're going to want to do on a regular basis, but let's make it not suck at later levels. Because early levels, the Ranger's actually really, really good. I don't like how it formats it like this. I understand why it does that, but I don't like how it does that. Yeah, so like there's some minor changes to a bunch of stuff. I try to keep a lot of things the same. Because one of the core features that they wanted to try and get you to do is use Hunter's Mark. And unfortunately at early level or past mid levels, like tier 2, it just kind of sucks. So like the biggest thing that matters in there that you need to make sure that you're aware of is the change that I made to Hunter's Mark, which is concentration up to 1 hour. Until the spell ends, you deal whenever you hit with an attack roll. For the duration, the target sees invisibility as if they were visible to you. You have advantage on any wisdom saving throws to find them. If the target drops to 0 hit points, you can use a bonus action to make them move to the new targets. But the big thing that really matters here is the upcasting, which is using a higher level spell slot. I actually should do that. I should go back in and edit this a little bit. If you cast the spell using a 3rd level spell slot or higher, the spell doesn't require concentration and the duration becomes 8 hours. If you cast it with a 5th level spell slot, it lasts until you complete a long rest. So, Hunter's Mark losing concentration if you cast it as a 3rd level spell slot. Now, I know the first question you're going to think is like, well, if you can cast it using a 3rd level spell slot, why would I ever use a 3rd level spell slot on this? Well, the favored enemy changes, which let you cast Hunter's Mark, also lets you cast it using expending additional uses for higher level slots. So at level 9, when you have access to 3rd level spellcasting, you have 4 uses of your Hunter's Mark. Well, that means that you can cast it and have it last 8 hours of the day. And it doesn't require concentration anymore. For Rangers, only because some other classes get access to Hunter's Mark. So, subclasses. Yeah. So, the reason that I did that is because subclasses that get access to Hunter's Mark don't want to cast it at 3rd level. Like, a Paladin isn't going to want to cast Hunter's Mark at 3rd level, because they're not going to get the same kind of mileage out of it as they would with using their 3rd level spell slots in other ways. And the big thing that makes the Ranger kind of want to do this is that they have a free casting of it. The only exception that I found when I did my digging through this was specifically the Bladesinger Wizard is the only one that I could think of that wanted to use this. And I said, you know what? If the Bladesinger Wizard wants to use Hunter's Mark, let them. Because they're already in a position where if they get hit, they just go down. They go through spell slots so fast. If they want to use a 3rd level spell slot to do this, then they're more than welcome to. If they want to not cast Fireball and cast Hunter's Mark without concentration instead, go right ahead. And then I made some changes to Deft Explorer so that it's actually interesting. And then the last thing that I did, and this is something that's mostly in the revised stuff, is all of them have spells now, including the Beastmaster. Like, they all have spells. And there is another change that they all got given, and that is they can use their favored enemy spell slots to cast the spells that they gain from their subclass. So if you're a hunter subclass, if you don't want to be casting Hunter's Mark, you can use those spell slots to cast Life Transference or Freedom of Movement or Warding Bond rather than your main spell slots. So Rangers become they actually have spell casting that's useful. They have spell casting, they have some free spell, because a lot of things that a lot of classes have that are spellcasters, they have, because how do I explain this? I know I'm kind of getting away from the topic of what I was originally doing here, but my main thinking has been half casters are not really half magic, half martial. They're really martial characters with magical abilities. So I figured, why not give them some magical abilities? Because the thing is like, the Ranger is still going to be casting from behind on any full spellcaster. Their full spellcaster is always going to be able to do it way better, higher DCs, and more often. And earlier. So why not just give them some free castings? Because we already get it with Hunter's Mark on favorite enemy. It's like later, like the biggest thing that that I looked at and went, why, was when they get 6 spell castings of Hunter's Mark in a day when you don't even want to be casting it in the first place. So I just said, forget it. Let's just give them some small number of free castings in their subclass. Right? Their subclass gives them a little extra spell casting. Right? So you can get Rope Trick without spending one of your very high value spell slots as the Gloomstalker. And this lets you lean in on the subclass flavor more. It's like, oh, I have free castings of these spells, so I'm more inclined to use the subclass flavored spells. If you want to go away from the Hunter's Mark idea. There is one change I think I should make. And that is Relentless Hunter. Because Relentless Hunter is still reliant on you using Hunter's Mark. And I want to remove that. Because I think everything else is not reliant on you using Hunter's Mark. Yeah, nothing else is reliant on Hunter's Mark except for your level 10 feature, which is the Relentless Hunter feature. Which, to be fair, isn't actually that huge. Because once per turn, you can move it without spending a bonus action. So that does give you, like, that extra command. It is yeah, like, I think, like, this is also, like, the secondary feature. The main feature you get here is Tireless, which I made, which I didn't change. I just added Relentless Hunter to the level 10. Also, Rangers get Evasion once again. Because they used to get Evasion back in the day. I don't know why they took it away from them. But yeah, I tried to do as few changes as necessary. And then I made the Hunter, if my memory serves correctly. No, I didn't make them reliant on Hunter's Mark. Okay. That was an idea that I was toying with, but I never ended up keeping with it. But yeah. So I tried, and the fact that the Hunter also gets some additional spell casting for free. Like, look at this. They get Conjure, like, I thought about this. I'm like, they get a free casting of Conjure Barrage. Like, they get an additional Conjure Barrage spell cast if they at level 9, if they so choose. Per day. Like, that's pretty good. That's gonna fix, like, a massive amount of damage problems that they have. Spike growth is also busted now, but that's besides the point. So, like, that was kind of like my idea behind it, is try to keep the flavor the same, try to add flavor, keep the main core functions the same, and run with it, and then add most of the flavor that makes the ranger, the ranger feel like the ranger in the ranger subclasses. Try to push a little bit more of it in there, outside of, like, the first 2 levels. Like, that was my design philosophy on it. I think I did okay. I think I did an all right job. There we go. Actually, Praying Mantis is, I believe, Fly, so we're actually gonna change this. There we go. But yeah, like, the main thing with it also is that because you get the free castings of it for Hunter's Mark, I think it works out really, really well. Like, I think Hunter's Mark is going to serve really, really well for the Beastmaster, especially after level 9. And then, yeah. Oh. Is this a bot? This is a bot. Yeah, created 6 hours ago. Go away, bot. There we go. Bye-bye. They've gotten pretty, like, they've gotten pretty good at holding messages first, but for some reason that one doesn't get held. Those ones don't get held. No matter. Hate stream delay more, though. Yeah, I hear ya. Ain't nothing I can do about that. What it actually is that the means of which I have to watch both chats at once is actually on my phone. That's just kind of sitting on my desk. It actually takes a minute for it to, so it takes a minute for it to go from YouTube chat and Twitch chat for it to be sent to Restream chat. So it's usually actually a little bit faster than, so the actual stream itself is not that delayed. It's just that the means by which I have to view everything is, ironically. All right. This is good. I think this is great. I like this item. Amulet of Amber Amulet of Vermin. We got ourselves 4 versions of it. Oh, there's the dog. All right. I gotta take the doggo outside. I will be back in a few minutes. What do you see? See the birds outside? Alrighty, we're back. Let's see here. What do we want to do next? All right, let's pick another item. Let's see. Let's go back to this. Let's go down a couple of pages. Oh, you hear something? Oh, don't worry about the dog. The dog's not allowed. The dog's not allowed over here. Let's see here. Let's get past the amulets. Oh, you done? Okay. Let's go with... No, we haven't made a weapon yet. Let's go up to the weapons. Let's get ourselves a weapon. 46. Get past the weapon properties section. Oh, I forgot coffee. Stand by. All right. Let's get a fun... You know what? Let's make this. This is a good one. This is a fun one. And there's no way I am not making this. New note. Bow of Songs. The plural? Yes, plural. Oh, come on. Bow of Songs. Bard bow? Yeah. I've always loved the idea of like song bows, song blades, things like that, like weapons that are clearly meant for martial bards, because bards are not martial characters. There would be 3 different versions of this in question. So I have like specific song blades and song as purpose to the spell casting. Oh, I have a few things. I have a few things for these. I have song blades as a classification of a weapon. So for example, there's like one of the characters in one of the campaigns right now has the song blade. Oh, what is it? I can't remember which one it is now, but it's a scythe. But it's utilized, but it has some like its name was, I think it's not Forte, but it's but they all have names related to music. So let's see here. So this is just the conversion one. This is like a basic one. Ooh. Hold on. I gotta check something. Does this have the information on it? No, not in there. Where's the slip of paper for it? I just noticed something with the earbuds. Is there a common sound blade that just same as a normal weapon that also is an instrument? That's kind of what this is meant to be. I need to check something's here. Does it show the frequency range in this piece of paper that these earbuds have? Why would you not advertise the frequency range? That's so dumb. It doesn't. What the hell? That's crazy. Why? These earbuds, I got these from the freaking dollar store. They're pretty good. Because it's catching these low-end frequencies that, like, low volume frequencies in the background that most, like, cheap earbuds or headphones will miss entirely. Like, they're just sitting there quietly in the bottom. Like, it's so, I'm happy. I'm happy. $4 well spent. Customs for the purpose of the common song blade. That's just a weapon for the instrument. Yes. So, the song blade in 3.5, because I want to keep this kind of in the same theme. This +1 short bow. Here we go. This bow is made of fine wood and appears to be of elven design. This can be of any design really, but it makes sense. This +1 short bow blends music with every shot to deadly effect. On your turn, you can expend 1 daily use of your bardic music ability, gain a bonus equal to your charisma bonus on the next attack roll. If the attack hits on the corresponding damage roll, if the attack hits on the corresponding damage roll that you make with the bow. Basically, it just takes it. They made the bow of songs a class feature for the bard. They just took the bardic inspiration and just made it for the one kind. So what we're gonna do is we are not going to. By the way, this would be considered a 13th level item in 3.5. Gain a bonus equal to your charisma on both your attack and damage rolls. Remember I bought some headphones for £1.50 and they were pretty good for the price, though I now use bone conducting headphones, which are far better but more expensive. I want a pair of these things. I have not had a chance. I've had a chance to. I can't afford them, plain and simple. But to me, there's only like three price ranges that you buy things at for headphones, and that's dollar store garbage, which is meant to it's meant to work, and that's kind of it. You don't care how bad it is, you don't care how good it is, it just has to function. There's everyday use, which is like and this is Canadian dollars, by the way. So think like 15% cheaper for the States. There's like that $30 to like $60 range that you kind of get based off of like some small features that you need. And those are like your everyday good headphones. Like those are your general gaming headphones. Those are your general use headphones that you want to like actually listen to good music with and things like that. After that, everything from there upwards, don't buy it. You're paying for a name, you're paying for a feature you don't care about. The quality difference is probably going to be missed on you because you probably don't even know that you need to have WAV files instead of MP3 files and all those other things. And you don't really get into the range until they might be cheaper now, but you don't really get anything below above 60 to $60-ish, maybe $70-ish, all the way up to like the 280 plus range, like the 250 plus range. Because when you get into like 250 plus, you start getting into like studio grade headphones, and that's like those are the good ones. Like those are the ones that like produce sound that you can't actually even hear. Unless you need something that has like a specific feature. Like if you really like open back cans, for example, which I really like open back cans. Those are great. Like that's when you start getting into like those kinds of territory with those prices. These were like 25 pounds, and I would have probably paid 35, 40 for them. Yeah. So like that's in what I would say that's in the approvable range of like of general use, good quality headphones. Is that pounds? That's pounds, right? I'm trying to learn my symbols for various currencies. That looks like the British pound to me. I could be wrong. Alrighty. While attuned to this weapon, use your charisma. Oh, I have an extra R in there. Yeah, it's British pound. In Canadian, that would be like 45 bucks. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Oh, okay, that coffee just hit me. It just ran right through me. I will be right back. Ooh. All right. You may use your charisma in place of should actually make this weapon of songs. Weapon of songs. Requires attunement by a bard. All right, while attuned to this weapon, you may use your charisma modifier, your charisma, in place of your regular of fine materials and appear to be of elven design. There we go. All right. You may use this. You may use your charisma in place of your regular attack and damage ability score. When using this weapon. I'm gonna put a thing here. I believe weapons +1 weapons are considered uncommon. Yeah, so uncommon, and they go up from there. Okay. Two rare +3 very rare. Alrighty. Do you know who has the craziest weapon? No, Malarka. Malarkar? I do not. Makara. There we go. Jeez. Knew I'd get there eventually. Makara, yeah. I don't have my glasses, so the letters are blurring together a little bit. The bard, I heard, is the great ludicrous. Yes, it is. Much like this joke. How's it going, bud? I don't think this needs to be changed any further. I think this is fine. Like, I don't want to just put in the current going class ability that the Valor Bard has. I think it's Valor Bard. Has into a weapon. I'd rather just make it so that any bard can just pick up one of these weapons and go, hey, cool, I can use my charisma and it's a +1. Yeah, it requires an attunement slot, which does suck a little bit, but it lets you like really convert your style. And if a Valor Bard or a Swords Bard picks this up, it's really good. Being able to use your charisma in place of your dexterity is pretty strong. Like, that's on average like as a +1. I feel like this is gonna be a +3 in a lot of cases to both attack and damage rolls, which is kind of nuts. Maybe like +2, +3 for sure. Maybe even +4 in some cases if I get the. You know what? This actually needs to be better. This needs to be more rare. This needs to be rare. Very rare. Legendary. That definitely feels more appropriate. Because a +1 sword should be a +1 weapon should be less rare than a weapon of songs. Yeah. Yeah. It is not. Most of these. Come on. Type. Have. Come on. Have musical motifs on them. While attuned to this weapon, you can. You can also use this weapon as a spellcasting focus. While not song blades themselves, which is a specific classification of weapon. Alrighty. Alright. Awesome. What time is it? 10 to 9. Awesome. Excellent. Ooh. Huh. Excuse me. Wow. That caught me off guard. Woo. All right, I need to blow my nose real quick. Holy, that got me off guard. Wow. Holy, that one made my head hurt. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's scroll down and let's make a second weapon. We haven't done weapons much. Weapons are the cool stuff. Let's not make a relic. Okay, I have to check and see if this one exists first. Body glimmers one key point. Okay, no. That's a from the Flaming Fist. Flaming Fist Renown. No. Okay. We are 100% making this item. If it's yeah, we are. Okay. Oh, that's amazing. So there's an item in here called, I kid you not, it is called the Fist. That's it. It's not called anything else. It's just the Fist. Let's see here. Weapons. There we go. Okay. Let's okay, let's read this here. The Fist. Thousands of black links make up this chainmail gauntlet. Its knuckles end in pinned, battle-worn spikes. Do I have a picture of this thing? At the Gauntlet of Gormish. I do not have a picture of this. Damn, that would have been cool. Okay, so this is a 11th level item. Interesting. Okay. Forged long ago by dwarf hands, the Fist is a +1 adamantine gauntlet, spiked gauntlet. While wearing the gauntlet, you are protected from the chill metal and heat metal spells. This is a continuous effect and requires no activation. In addition, once per day, you can activate the Fist. When you do, your next attack with the gauntlet before the end of your turn deals an extra 2d6 points of damage, knocks the target prone, and stuns it for 1 round. DC 22 negates the stun and the prone effect. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Of Black Link's of blackened adamantine. Okay, thousands of blackened adamantine links make up this chainmail gauntlet. Its knuckles end in pitted, battle-worn spikes. Okay. So, this is going to be a very rare. I think. Very rare magic weapon. So we want it to have a couple of qualities here. It is heat metal. Do we have the chill metal? That's the wrong kind of metal, but still. Do we only have the heat metal spell? We only have the heat metal spell. We don't have the chill metal spell. Okay. Immune to heat metal. +1 weapon. +1 weapon for sure. Has a It is a spiked gauntlet. So, do we have spiked gauntlets in 5e? Spiked collar. What is this? There's points both attack rolls and damage rolls while wearing this collar. Oh, that's for beasts. Okay. Spiked shield, spiked armor, spiked pin. Okay, do we have... Why not +2? We can worry about the... Like, I'm just putting down what the actual thing has for now. It's just, we're going to see if we can emulate it beyond that in a minute here. Let's see here. Do we have gauntlets? We have... Gauntlet of Rage. Most gauntlets are just wondrous items. Okay. They're just melee weapons. Okay. So we don't have any... So they're all magical. We don't have any, like, baseline gauntlets for... as a weapon. Okay. So, gauntlets. This should be... Do we have any 2024 gauntlets at all? No, we don't. Okay. What damage types do these gauntlets usually do? Bludgeoning? Well, those are clawing gauntlets, but these would do piercing damage because they have spikes on the end of it. Okay. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, 26 piercing damage. D6 piercing damage, and then what? And then the big fun part. 5e has this thing where you do damage on demand rather than damage, or 5.5 has moved all the damages from doing it now the next time that you do damage to damage on demand. So to help with martial characters. So we're gonna just put in a shorthand here. Smite for damage. 2d6 originally. And then they have, it also causes prone and stun. Una, leave the squirrels alone. Hey, leave the squirrels alone. Yeah. And then it has DC negate. If this is a rare, very rare, let's go back to... very rare D&D 5 very rare item DC. What DC should a very rare item have? Actually, you know what? Where's the spell scrolls? Oh, no, spell scrolls use different DCs. Oh, I know. 5e. But it goes to increments of 2, so 17. Probably. Spell scroll DC. Here we go. Because I can use this in in conjunction with rarity. Yes. It would be a, yeah. It's increments of 2. So the DC would be 17 in this case. Very good. And then DCs for legendaries is 19, which actually checks out. All right, awesome. Okay. Where was I? Here we go. Is that all of it is? And this is once per day. Once per day. You have to dip down. See ya. All right. Thanks for singing by, Star. Appreciate it. I'm not going to be going for too much longer anyways. I got to get going pretty soon. Maybe in like 20 to 25 minutes or so. Hope you have a good day. Okay. Alrighty. Definitely requires attunement. If it's very rare, I think we'll go with a +2. Is Adamantium Gauntlet. Makes you and to the heat metal to all spells that would affect your equipment, such as the heat metal spell. Very rare, requires attunement. How do they do weapons in let's go with Frostbrand. How do they frame this? Oh, it's okay. Flame tongue. Nope, same thing. Okay. Let's go with staff. Sun staff. So it has the damage, and it has the things off to the side on the one side. Okay. And I can't change the formatting on this to the other side, can I? No, I can't. Okay. Alrighty. So the way that this works is 1d6 piercing damage. Weapon properties and weapon masteries. It has the property at the bottom. Or it has the mastery at the bottom. Where is a... Here we go. It has the list here at the top. Okay, so it has... Okay. It has anything that it requires property-wise, and then it has the masteries afterward. Property, mastery. There we go. All right, effects, and then the description. We're gonna do this. Can I do this, actually? Oh, what the? No, I don't want that. Interesting. I don't like how it does that. That's weird. Okay. Okay, open properties. And then weapon master, weapon mastery. That's mastery properties. I want regular property. Well, no matter. Table. Let's see here. Let's see here. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Oh my gosh. Okay. That's the... In Lurkin, I like the background. Oh, thank you. This... Oh. Whatever. It's fine. It's fine. All right. You can... as an unarmed strike. As an unarmed strike. Dealing 1d6 piercing damage. As an unarmed strike. I'm actually going to get rid of this here because it doesn't actually make a lot of sense. 1d6 piercing damage. 1d6 piercing damage. You may may, as a bonus action, the let's do an additional 2d8 piercing damage for that attack. So you have used this feature. You cannot use it again till the next dawn. +2. This +2 gauntlet makes all your equipment immune to. Makes you and all your equipment immune to spells that would affect. Gauntlet makes all your equipment immune to the spell to. Makes all of your equipment immune to all spells that would affect it. Would affect it, such as the heat metal spell. The next attack. Takes the do bonus all right, when a creature damage, they make a DC 17 rank saving throw. On a failed save, they take they fall prone. They fall prone and are stunned. They gain the prone and stunned conditions. Until the end of their next turn. Of your next turn. Strength save or Constitution save? It's originally a Fortitude save, but that's only because they had 3 saves back in the day. I kind of want this to be a Strength save so that it's just like it actually has a decent chance of working against something that isn't obviously huge in bulking. It's also an alternative for monks. Like, this could actually be very good for monks because it lets them get a +2 gauntlet if they're lacking a +2. So, like, yeah, they may take... well, they can always use their regular damage die to override it. But if they want to use their bonus action instead of, like, getting a flurry off and stunning strike isn't working, they can just use this once and have a higher DC and it's attacking strength instead of constitution, and they get the smite. So this actually might be a very good weapon for a monk. Once per day, DC 17, stun, prone, smite damage, piercing damage, +2 weapon, immune to... Yeah, perfect. And we're going to add the published note to this, and I think we forgot to put the published note on the Amber Violet. Yeah, we forgot to put it on there. And where's the other thing that we did today? Did we put the Entropic Shield on? Yeah, we did. Did we go... And the Weapon of Songs. There we go. Add published flag. We forgot to add those. We're going to publish those notes real quick. Nice and pretty like. There we go. All successfully published. Excellent. Alrighty. It has been a good time with you all. I've had a splendid morning here on this lovely Sunday. I appreciate you guys for swinging by, doing all your thing. I'm going to ship out a little earlier than usual, but on Sunday. But I don't think I'm going to get another thing done in the next 5 to 10 minutes, especially if I have to search for it. So thank you again, everybody, for swinging by that did. Appreciate you guys. And yeah, until next time, have a good day.